folks, listen, this is a live stream, and I'm gonna try to make this as short as possible because I just did an hour live stream and I deleted it. Uh, I was just having fellowship with the viewers. Okay, now this video, I'm gonna tell you something. First, I'm gonna show you a video, but I'm not gonna play the audio, and I might have to stop it because I don't want it to get copyright. That way, you won't be able to even see the video. So, a couple of years ago, there was a video of supposedly the Iranian government that put out a video of how they were going to possibly, you know, do something to Trump. And like I said, I'm going to show you the video, and then I'm going to talk to you about how this connects to what's going on right now, because there's something in the news, that connects to all this. Now let's look at it. Watch. Hold on, folks. Like I said, I shut off the music. So they're saying this is Trump's house in Palm Beach, right? And they're showing Trump right there. That's supposedly Trump, but this is probably just it's probably not him, Now they're showing a drone that's armed. Look at that. See that? And it's, going toward Trump. I mean, look at this, will you? And see there, well, let me show you what they're showing there just real quick before I keep going. So because they're supposedly mad because Trump took out one of their leaders. I forgot his name, the dude now. Soleimani. Yeah, and I'm not going to get into the name stuff, but he was one of their leaders, right? That was taken out, I believe, by a drone. If that was, I'm not sure now, but so that was a big deal. That what he did, Trump, to that dude, right? It was a big story, and Iran said they would get revenge, right? So that sets up the scenario, Hold on. Okay, so let's just finish this. For the people who got in late, you got to watch from the beginning, all right? I'm going somewhere with this, okay? Just keep watching. So there's that drone again, Whatever, it's like I don't know what kind of drone that is, but they're showing you they have drones and something on the ground. That's what they're trying to tell you. So they have this thing on the ground and they have a drone, and they're saying that that's Trump. You see what I'm saying? And it's got someone, of course, manning it. Look, you have words in Persian, Arabic, whatever the heck. I don't know what that was. Okay, anyway, so you get the message. So let me see if there's more. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you got to see this part. Sorry. So now, hold on. So this guy gets a message, and all of a sudden a laser beam comes out, and the drone is on the top, and look, it's got his sights. Look, and that's the guy that Trump took out. Anyway, so that was the end of that video. So that video, it has, like I said, it was supposedly the Iranian government put out that video. Anyway, so why am I bringing this up? Okay, because yesterday was the return of Trump. Okay, and remember this, folks. I've been talking about this for years. Years ago, I was mentioning this, that there has been predictive programming of Trump being droned. I'm trying not to use certain words. That's why I'm using it like it's meaning something. Droned, okay? Do you understand what I mean by drones? Like something's going to happen involving a drone. So I was saying that years ago, that whatever this event is going to be, it's going to create some kind of, injury, to to Mr. T. Anyway, so now what happened yesterday? Okay, watch this. So yesterday, Trump returns, right, to the limelight after his, you know what. And what happened yesterday? Supposedly, look at this. It was even on TV. I had read it. I didn't think they were going to show it on television, but they put it on Good Morning America, which is a big time show that everyone sees. Iran-backed Houthis falling aerial target. What? Falling aerial target kills one. So let's read this. So this happened in Tel Aviv. Look at this. Let's see if we can read this article. Oh man, what did I just do? Man killed in drone strike in Tel Aviv. Okay. And let's see if they mention, oh, yeah, let's see if they mention Iran in here somewhere. I'm looking for them to say that it was, no, they're not saying it here. But, hold on, let me, because that's what they're saying. Man, this is so unbelievable. Every time I try to look for something, you know. There it is right there, see? Look at the headline right there, see? Drone hits Tel Aviv, Iran-backed Houthis, whatever the heck, claim attack Iran International. So what I'm trying to tell you is that this happened yesterday, okay? And it says 13 hours ago. I'm assuming it was yesterday. Anyway, so anyway, the point I'm trying to make is they're calling it a falling aerial target drone, whatever the heck. And so again, it was a drone attack. All right. And so that came out the same day Trump was coming out. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And also, because I'm trying to make you guys understand that this event that just happened was a precursor to what's really coming, okay, on August 4th. All right. And what I'm trying to say is Trump doesn't have to be in a public setting in the sense like at a rally or something. Now, because everyone knows that he is a target, and even they're talking about Iran being behind that attempt, which is ridiculous, but they're putting Iran back into the limelight. They're putting it into your head that Trump is a target. And so now when they do it, because everyone thinks that he's a target, they don't really have to do it in front of everybody to make it look like believable. Do you get what I'm saying? So this is why when they do this, whatever attack is going to be, could it be another involving a gun? I don't know. But you would think it'd be something much greater than that, you know, because the people are going to be like, how did another person get near him? Or how did the, you know, a sniper set up? How would they know, you know? But with a drone, it would be much easier because you can follow and do all the weird stuff, right? If you might know where he might be, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's more logical that it's one of these kind of, you know, drones that does that precise attack, you know, and it affects many people. So imagine like the collateral damage, not only to the target, but to other people around him. That way makes it look even more believable when all the people are injured, around him. Yeah, someone's saying in a movie called Ready Player One, it's a bunch of drones everywhere, and it has to do with Columbus, Ohio. And Columbus, Ohio is a 614 area code, and that's Trump's birthday, 614. Everything to do with Ohio connects to Trump. The zip codes, the area codes, August 4th, the 216th day, 217th day, the 216th area code, the 216 area code is Cleveland, Ohio. I told you guys that, and he picked Ohio as his running mate. JD Vance, that guy's from there. And I've been talking about Trump getting his head won on August 4th in Ohio for all these years. You know, it's going on 7 years now. But so the point I'm trying to make is that they're putting the scenario in there. So now they don't even have to. All they have to do is show you a video of it happening, and you're going to believe it. So they don't need to make it look so perfect. You know what I mean? Or so like you know what I mean? Like like in your face exactly type of thing. And I'm trying to think of what else happened. Man, there was something else. I can't believe I can't remember it now. Um, there was even a Saturday Night Live skit. Man, I wish I could remember that skit. Wow. It was about some type of drone. Man, I showed it. Wow, I can't believe I can't remember the. If I ever find that thing, because I showed it in the video on my channel, but uh, I don't know if it was on the channels that was terminated, or is it on this channel? I have no idea. I don't even know what video it is. Man, there's something I'm forgetting. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what I'm forgetting. Hold on. Hold on. Let me just catch up to the chat here. Um, there was another. And by the way, folks, because I have two predictions. You know that, right? I told you I have my prediction of Trump getting his head won on August 4th in Ohio. And also, my other prediction is that Washington gets struck on June 11th, the state of Washington State, on June 11th. So get out of Washington State before June 11th. And when was the this thing that happened to Trump? See, look, it happened at 6:11. See, 6:11 was the time. I mean, like I said, you think that's a coincidence? You're crazy, all right? And yeah, and there was an outage today and all that stuff. And I told you that the first place they go to is the airports, and the airports are connected to FAA, and FAA is the 611. F is 6, A is 1, and A is 1, right? And I told you that that's why they always have Boeing, because Boeing is based in Seattle. Originally was. I don't know. I think they still are, but so that's why they always use Boeing. Okay. Anyway, and check this out. The guy who supposedly perished at that thing that happened with Trump. That Trump brought out his jacket because he was a fireman, fireman, and he has the CC and all the because CC is the 3-3, the CC riders, Elvis, that. Anyway, so supposedly they look at this. They supposedly misspelled it, but let me tell you what's really going on. It wasn't. I'll show you what they're saying. They're saying it was misspelled. See, it was supposed to have an A, but on the jacket it only had Comper. It didn't have the A, and so they explained that with see, it doesn't have the A in it. And Trump kissed the helmet, by the way. And but look what it says. See, it's missing the A. You see that? It's missing the A. And why is, and look, they even put a CC here for the guy's name. Okay, and what did they say? Check this out. Watch this. Look what somebody wrote right here. It says, name is misspelled on the firefighter jacket, right? So someone put that, right? Look what the very next thing was. The very next person. Look at this. The very next person. Aaron Newborn. Are you kidding me? What is this? Aaron Newborn. Because you know Elvis's middle name was Aaron. And supposedly they added an A because he was born with Aron only, but they added the A. So what they're saying is that it was like that when they got it. So, because it wouldn't fit across the jacket. So they took out the A because it wouldn't fit on his jacket. That's why, which is absolutely ridiculous, you know, that they couldn't fit it on the jacket, you know. And you know the A, what do I always tell you guys about the missing A in Seattle? Because the A is the Space Needle, you know, to create the Ata. So people don't know what I'm talking about. If you've never seen my videos, you don't know what I'm talking about. The Ata. You know, hold on. But let me see if I can bring that up real quick. Hold on. Give me a second here. Let me find this. Will I be able to find it? Let's see. It's not looking good. Well, here, let me just show you this. So during 9/11, for the people who are new to the channel, I'm just going to explain what the Ata is. During 9/11, the first supposed thing that struck the building, you know, the first flying thing that struck it, supposed, okay, because I'm not going to explain what I'm thinking, but the supposed thing that hit the tower on 9/11, the first plane that struck was piloted by a guy named Mohammed Atta. This truck is right outside my window. Anyway, it's like distracting me. It's like literally right outside my window. Anyway, so the guy's name is Mohammed Atta. And when I saw this guy's name, it's unbelievable. So when I saw this guy's name, Atta, I'd never seen a name like that, where it's the first two letters are the same as the last two letters, you know, Atta. I was like, whoa. And then his creepy face, you know, I was like, whoa, this dude is so creepy. They purposely did that. That way we'll never get that face, you know, out of our heads, you know. Anyway, so the first pilot, his name was Atta, right? And look, you see, Atta was his name. And Manhattan had the Atta. and they were calling it 9/11 attacks. Attacks has the ata, and Seattle has almost the ata. It's missing the A. You see, it's missing that A, but it's already got the double cross, because the double cross is the Antichrist anyway, and the 9/11 is the upside down 6/11, same thing, right? And Seattle is missing the A, right? And what is the A? The A is so the missing A is the Space Needle. It looks just like an A if you've ever seen it. All right? You understand? That's the missing A. And I told you the word Space Needle equals fallen angel. It's exact same numbers in gematria. Fallen angel equals Space Needle. All right? Now, let me catch up to the chat real quick. Hold on, let me catch up to the chat. Oh, someone's saying drone equals 56 and attack equals 56. Nice. Yeah, Dirk, that's funny. That was funny. Yeah, I didn't look up what CrowdStrike means. Yeah, I know there's something to do with the outage, right? That happened. Yeah, he was 33 years old too. Atta. Okay, so anyway, but that's not the only thing. Check this out. So, what did when Atta was, he was the pilot, right? So remember what you saw here. So you have Atta in his name, Atta in Manhattan, Atta in attacks, and ATT is Seattle, and then the A is the Space Needle, right? Which I showed. So you have all that Atta, but during 9/11, what did the plane strike? The Twin Towers, right? And what kind of plane was it? American Airlines. Look at that. There's your Atta again. ATTA. Atta. You see? The Twin Towers, American Airlines. Can you imagine? Like, what is the chance of that? How about 0 to none? Do you not see what they're doing? Do you not see that? And by the way, I can show you the number connections with the ATTA also, but I don't need to do that. But do you get it? It's impossible, these coincidences. I think there was one more coincidence, but I can't remember now. My brain is not remembering. And then I showed how, where is it? Let me see if I can bring it out. See how it looks like an A, the Space Needle in Seattle? See, it looks like an A right there in the middle. And then look at this. You see this? This is the big A in Anaheim Stadium where the baseball players play. Look at it. It looks just like this, the kind of like what the Space Needle just looked like, what I just showed. You see how it's got the round thing at the top? It looks like an A. And why am I showing that? Because it's an angel. Because I told you that Space Needle equals fallen angel in gematria. Exact same numbers, all of them. And it's at Angel Stadium, right? And there was somebody who died, and look what they did when this guy died. They took his jersey and put it all over the mound. And look at the number of the player that died. See? What number is that? See? The 45. They put it all around the mound. You see? The guy who died was the 45. And guess when he was born? Look at this. When was Tyler Skaggs born? Look at the date. 7/13. Look at that. That's when Trump got his, thing that happened to him. But he died. When did Tyler Skaggs die? 7/1. See. So anyway, the point I'm trying to make is when he died. And by the way, he died, if I'm not mistaken, he died 17 days after Trump. And I told you the 17 is connected to Ohio being the 17th state, right? And everything connected to Trump is with the 17, but I'm not going to get into that. But Ohio's the 17th state where I'm telling you Trump's going to get his head wound. Yeah, make sure you guys thumb up this video. I'm going to leave the video up because there's new people in the chat. That's why I'm doing this video. Hold on. And they were calling it, people were holding up signs saying fallen angel because it was an angel that died. Do you understand? Fallen angel. And Space Needle equals fallen angel. Okay? And look at this. From the day he had died, July 1st, his birthday came up on July 13th. And that was their first home game. Look at their first home game, folks. Look at this. Who their first home game was. Look at this. So he wore the number 45, the Angels player, and then their first home game since the guy died, and look at this, the whole team, there was a few pitchers they used, combined a no-hitter and beat Seattle 13-0. Look at that. And you see the 130, Washington equals 130. And Seattle, you see that? You see how ridiculous these numbers? I mean, you see what I'm saying, bud? It's weird, right? And it happened on his birthday, I'm just saying, you look at the weird things that they do, man. Like, what's the chance of a no-hitter? Think about that. A no-hitter. Like, what kind of devil trick is that, man? Anyway, I could show you so much more, connecting with that. Guess how many years, guess how old Trump was when this guy died? You want to see? Look. Let me show it to you. That way you can understand nothing is a coincidence, folks. So this guy died on 7/1. No, I'm sorry. When was he born? That's what I'm saying. When was this guy born? He was born in 1991 on 7/13. And guess how old he was when he was born? Trump was exactly, look at this. Now watch what I'm about to show you, folks. Get ready to lose it. All right? Pay attention here. Look, Trump's birthday is 6/14/1946. Tyler Skaggs, the guy who wore the number 45, died. I mean, this is his birthday, but the guy died, right? Later. Look, July 13th, it was his birthday, 1991. Look at this, 45 years and either 29 days or 30 or 1 month. It'll be 45 years and 29 days or 45 years and 1 month. Because if you add the day, see, I didn't add the day. Now, why am I not adding the day? Because I'm about to show you something. You see these numbers? Look at these numbers. 1, 6, 4. Then remember the 6, 5. And then if I add the day, it would be 6, 6. 1, 6, 4, 6, 5. And then if you add the day, it would be 6, 6. So from the first of the year to Trump's birthday, 6/14, if you don't add the day on a regular year, not a leap year, it's 164 days. When you add the day, it's 165 days. Then on a leap year, if you don't add the day, it's 165 days. And then if you add the day, it's 166. So these 3 days connect to 6/14. 164, 65, 66. Do you see that? How much more perfect do you want? And it was 45 years. Did you see it? What I'm showing you? Did anyone see that? What I just showed? Hold on. Let me catch up to the chat here. Let me catch up here. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I don't know what you guys were saying in the chat here. Hold on. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up to the chat. Yeah, I've this information. Someone's asking about the autot thing. That information was information that I discovered. I don't know, more than 10 years ago. Yeah, probably when 9/11 happened. I can't remember now. My brain has got so much on it. I can't even remember my past now. But I'm for sure it's at least 9 years old. Okay. Anyway, so he was 45. He wore the number 45. He died, and they put it all on the mound, and the mound is where the number 1 player is. The pitcher is the mound. The highest point on the baseball field is the man on the mountain, the needle, you know. And the mound looks like the top of the Space Needle. And the man on it, the pitcher, the number 1 spot, would be the man on the mountain, the needle on the mound. That would look exactly like the top of the Space Needle if you looked at it from above, the pitching mound. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But check this out. From Elvis's birthday to this guy's death was 84 years. So Elvis had the 8-4 connection. And Trump had the 45 connection because it was 45 years from Trump's birthday to this guy's birthday, and from Elvis's birth to this guy's death was 84 years. I'm trying to think. Let me just look if there was any connections to his death date. So it was in 2019. Let me see here. Oh yeah, even his death date had connections. For the people who know my videos, then you know what I'm showing here. Look, it was 70. Look, his death date. It was when he died. He was Trump was 73 years old, either 17 days or 18 days. So in between, yeah. So you have the EL connection because 3 and 7, 7 and 3 looks like the letters EL. EL means God in Hebrew. Let's see, you have the 1-8 or 1-7. So from in between Trump's birthday and the day this guy died is 17 or 18 days, depending on if you add the day or not. Anyway, what else? Oh, I wanted to find out from the day he was born to that day what it was. But let's look at real quick. Hold on, since I got you guys here, I'll just show it. Look how perfect this is, man. I mean, you can't even make this up, folks. Look at this. Watch this. So from the first of the year to Trump's birthday on a regular year, okay, just on a regular year, not a leap year, because Trump was born on a regular year. Do you know that it is? Look at this. Look at this. I want you to focus on what I highlight. Okay? Look at this. So from the first of the year to Trump's birthday on a regular year, not a leap year, it's 5 months, 14 days when you add the day. If you add the day on the calculator when doing it, it's 5 months, 14 days to 6/14 from the first of the year. So remember those numbers, 6/14 and 5/14, because that's Trump's birthday. That's how much. All right? Look at this. So from the day this guy died on July 1st, okay, July 1st, 2019, the guy wore the number 45 to this year, August 4th. Look at this. 5 years, 1 month, 4 days, 61, or it could be 61 months, 4 days. So you have 6/14 for Trump's birthday and 5/14 for 5 months, 14 days. Get it? So it's like exactly what I was showing you just now. You see what I'm saying? Interesting numbers there. Anyway, let's look to July 13th, the day Trump got his, you know what? Let's see what any connection with that. Oh, look, you got this. Look at this. Look at the amount of days. Look how close it was, man, look at that. It was almost 60 months and 13 days. But look, you have the 8/4. Elvis was born on 1/8, and then the 8/4 with a crown, you see? So, because that's when Trump got his, you know what, July 13th. And that was when the guy died, July 1st. But now I want to look at when the guy was born, because he was born when Trump was 45 years old. You know what I mean? So let's look. There, I mean, the guy, when he died, there's really not much on the connection with that, but So from the day he was born to the day he died, the guy wore number 45. The only thing I see here is the 216. August 4th is the 216, 217 day of the year. I mean, I'm sure I could find other stuff in here, but I forget about that. Let me find one more connection. I want to see from his birthday to what happened to Trump this year. Let's see if there's any connection, because it happened on the guy's birthday. It was 33 years exactly. Do you see that? 33 years exactly from that day. The day the guy was born to the day Trump got his you know what, right? And then now I'm going to check to August 4th what it is. Yeah, it would be 33 years and 22 days or 23 days if you add the day. So it would be 12,077 days or 12,076 days. Whatever. Listen, I could go into more details on that, but hold on one second. I'm making this video way too long. Oh man, it's already been 41 minutes. Wow. I can't believe that. What am I doing? What is this? Yeah, anyway, like I said, from Elvis's birthday to this guy's death was 84 years. So you have the 8-4 connection with that. But other than that, that's about it. But now I can, see, let me explain something to you. Because he was a fallen angel, because he played for the Angels, and the Angels have that big A in the front. It's called the big A. It looks just like the Space Needle. So they're basically killing, as they would say, I hate using that term, but killing two birds with one stone. Because so you have the Trump connection because it was a 45. And the 45 also connects to Elvis. I'm not going to get into it now. But so you have the 45 connecting to Trump because he's the 45th president. And also you have the big A, which connects to the Space Needle, which connects to the Washington June 11th connection. Now let's look at from his death to 6/11. Let's see if there's any connections for next year, because next year's on June 11th is the Washington State event. Yeah, well, see, I don't want to explain it here, but it's a definite big connection here. Yeah, it has to do, man, I don't want to explain it. Sorry, folks. I don't want to give this away right now because I do have a video that has a connection to this and I want to save it for that one. This is weird. Very strange. I just saw this number and I wrote it down over there when I was sitting there just like an hour ago. That's why what I don't understand is because I know it connected to this date, but how could it have the same number connecting? I don't remember writing down his death date. This is weird. I know I'm not making any sense to you guys. I'm saying I don't know what I wrote over there, but I know it was this number. Very strange. I can't wait to go back over there and see what I wrote. Man, I gotta make sure I don't lose this place right here. Hold on. Yeah, Atta equals 42. That's why I said I didn't want to get into all the numbers because Washington's the 42nd state. Elvis died at the age of 42. You know what I'm saying? And when Elvis took the needle on live television on Bill Gates' first birthday, back on October 28, 1956, and Bill Gates is born in Seattle, Washington, right next to the Space Needle. And you know what Bill Gates always promotes, but anyway, so Elvis took the needle on live television. He was the first famous person to do that. And guess it was the polio injection. And polio, the guy who invented the polio shot was exactly 42 years old on that day. Think about that. So the guy who invented that injection, the needle, was 42 years old on the day that Bill Gates turned 1 year old and the day Elvis took the needle. And remember, Washington's the 42nd state. Elvis died at the age of 42, And that same year that Elvis took the needle, because he was the first famous person to take an injection on live television, that same year in horse racing, because I told you horse racing is a sport of kings. Elvis was known as the King. Seattle's in King County. And the year Elvis died, a horse called Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown, the most prestigious thing a horse can do. And the year Elvis died, on June 11th, the horse, because Elvis died on August 16th, 1977, but the horse, Seattle Slew, won the Triple Crown on June 11th. Seattle Slew. Slew means to violently kill. It's the past tense for the word slay. Okay? So the horse is called Seattle Slew. What do you think they're saying, folks? And it's June 11th, the day I'm telling you that's going to be struck Washington. Where Seattle, Seattle's in Washington, right? Anyway, so the year Elvis took the needle, because that was the year Elvis died, that Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown on June 11th. The year Elvis took the needle, there was a horse that won 2 out of the 3 Triple Crown races. And 2/3 is 66.66667, whatever the hell. It's like 666, 2/3. And what was the horse's name that won 2 out of the 3 races of the Triple Crown that year? What horse won the 1955 Kentucky Derby and Belmont? Wrong one. What horse won the 1956 Kentucky Derby and Belmont? Needles. Look at this, folks. Look, the horse's name is Needles. All right, but I don't understand why they put this. This is the first time I'm seeing this. I've shown this 1,000 times. I've never seen the word ponder. What the hell are they talking about? What are these guys even talking about? You see this? Where would they come up with this? This is the first time we've ever seen that. I've shown this almost 1,000 times. Never have they shown the word ponder behind it, because that's not what it is. His name is Needles. It's right there. Anyway, so Needles, the year Elvis took the needle on Bill Gates' first birthday, the guy who lives next to the Space Needle in Seattle, he was born, the horse called Needles wins the Triple Crown. And you think that's a coincidence? And the guy who invented that needle, the polio injection, he was 42 years old that day. Exactly that day, he turned 42. No, the Ata brought me to Seattle. That's how I discovered that Seattle was the next target. See, I didn't have the dates yet. I only knew that Seattle was the next target because of the Ata. That's what brought me. No, it was the Ata didn't get me to the. I discovered the fake news codes that they use, which was the King Man Sun code I told you guys about. But how I got to the next 9/11 connection was the Ata. The Ata brought me to the 6/11. And of course, the Ata brought me to Seattle, which later became what you're seeing now. Yeah. So technically, it brought me to the number matrix. Yeah, absolutely. But if you really go back, the very beginning is the King Man Sun connection. Then everything else came after that. Yeah, exactly. And Ohio has the serpent on the mount. I've shown that. The Serpent Mound is in Ohio. There's this thing called the Serpent Mound. And I've shown that connection years ago also. It's incredible. And, you know, because we're talking about the pitcher. He was the 45, right, that died? Yeah. Someone's saying that his family thinks that Trump is humbled after what happened. Yeah, right. That is too funny. Hold on. Yeah, I appreciate the kind words. God bless you guys. Hold on. Yeah, I'll leave the video up. Yeah, I have to end the video in 5 minutes because I can't. My throat is hurting already. I already did an hour and 20 minutes earlier, and I erased it, the video. Whoever got in late, just watch from the beginning. I'm just going through the chat. Yeah, the needles in the Back to the Future. I've talked about that. Absolutely. Yeah, needle is the L, need. Yeah. The anagram for a space needle, there's a bunch of them, but L needs cape or L need capes, you know, or L escape den. Exactly, Joe. Jesus is the King of Kings and the Son of Man. That's right. I'm trying to catch up to the chat. I was way behind. What the heck? All right. Anyway, folks, any last words? I'm trying to think if there's anything I forgot to show with that. Oh, here's something because you know it was 713 when this happened, and that guy died on 713. Also, that I mean, the pitcher was born on 713. The guy who died, but Trump, his thing was on 713, right? And look what 713 was. Matthew 713. Enter ye in the gate, straight gate. You know, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, right? And you know many be, you know whatever many and many there be which go in thereat, whatever. So basically it's saying that you know the path to destruction is wide, and it's saying enter the narrow gate. And you know why I'm saying that is because look, the space needle, because you know broad is the way to that leads to destruction. Look, the space needle is on Broad Street. You see that? Like Broadway, get it? The Broadway. Anyway, anything else? No, I don't know nothing about the outage. Like I said, I mentioned it in passing. No. Yes, there's a Broadway everywhere. I worked at a Broadway for like a couple of weeks. I got fired from Broadway, and it was the Broadway number 33. It was store number 33 of Broadway. There used to be stores called Broadway. and it was in Glendale. And this is before I started living in Glendale. That's what's so crazy. That now I live in Glendale, which is the Jewel City, the Jewel City. And Jewel City in gematria equals exactly the words Ohio State. Ohio State equals Jewel City. Anyway, yeah, Glendale, California is known as the Jewel City. And when I was younger, like I think I was like, I don't remember. I think I was like 18 or something. I don't remember now. I worked at the Broadway for like a couple weeks. I got fired. Number 33. And I told you the taxi I was driving was number 216, which was the last job I had. Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned that about the word lie, Lie. It looks like the number 713, right? I mentioned that on that first video that I did after what happened to Trump. Yeah, someone's mentioning Kent State, right? Because that's in Ohio, right? And Kent equals the word June in gematria. Oh, that's interesting. Someone's saying the the clock was on 317 in this show called Better Call Saul, and at that moment they were lying to each other. That's so weird because it looks like the words lie, and the clock was 317, which looks like the word lie. Interesting. Oh, and by the way, uh, Elvis was a twin, right? And the word twin. By the way, folks, I did so many videos on the Twin Towers. I'm not going to get into it here. I got to end the video right here. It was 66 years from Elvis's birth to the day the Twin Towers fell. The word twin equals 66. And it was exactly 66 years, 8 months, 4 days. So you have the 8-4 connection, too, which I told you is the day Trump gets his head wound. But it was 66 years in between Elvis's birth and the Twin Towers falling. And why is that important? Because Elvis's identical twin was sacrificed at birth. So that's why you had the twins coming down and only one being erected. Because there can only be one. And that's what that is. That's Elvis. And they were going to call that the Phoenix, because Elvis is the Phoenix. They were thinking of calling that World Trade Center, the one World Trade, the Phoenix. Anyway, so it was 66 years. The word twin equals 66, right? Look. The 66th prime is 317. See that? You see what I'm talking about? And remember, it was when it went down. It was 66 years from Elvis's birth. I told you guys, Elvis is the Antichrist, folks. Don't you guys understand? The day that the Twin Towers went down, Trump was 55 years old, because Trump is the Antichrist in the flesh. Elvis is the real Antichrist. Okay? I'm trying to make you understand. They're mocking God, because when Jesus, who is God, he came in the flesh, the word was made flesh, God was still in heaven too. Because Jesus is God in the flesh, but that God was in heaven because God is everywhere. God is omnipresent. So that's what they're doing. Elvis is the God that you can't see. Trump is the Antichrist in the flesh. Okay? And there's also a third wheel to this charade. And you'll see him. He's gonna manifest. And whether it's Obama or somebody else, I don't care. It's fake. The one that's number one is Elvis and Trump. Elvis is first, Trump is second. They're the devil twins, the Antichrist twins. Wait, what are you guys talking about in the chat? I must have missed what you guys said. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are saying. Yeah, Clark Kent, like Superman, that's right. Yeah, that Kent State shooting. Yeah, I don't know who that is that you're talking about. Some guy's clock was stuck on 6/11. And I told you guys the shooting happened on 6/11. You know, all these connections, folks. If you guys think these are just coincidences, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. That's right. Two become one. Spice Girls, Twin Towers in their video. What? Yeah, Elvis the Pelvis, Elvis Presley. EP. Extended play. 33, 45, 78. You see what I mean? It's all connected to the numbers of the record player thing. Because he's the prince of the power of the air, you know what I mean? All right, folks. That's it. I'm done. Like I said, I could show you endless information. All right. Yeah, that's what I heard. That the shots were at 6/11/33, and I think isn't that what's on Trump's license plate or something? Those exact numbers. Did anyone notice that? I don't know if anyone noticed that. Donald Trump's Beast limo license plate number. I'm not sure because I don't know why I remember. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was a different. No, it was a different one. No, that's not it. I don't know why. How did I remember seeing his numbers? Why can't I remember it now? It's weird. I remember seeing something like that. Like, oh, the one where he got in. That's what I meant. The limousine that Trump got into after he was shot. Oh man, I wish I could remember. I think that was the one that had the numbers on it. I wish I could get a picture of it. I can't find it. No, I can't find it. The one that he got into. Yeah, Trump is a bad Don. That's right. The Don is in the details. That was my video from 2017, a long time ago. All right, folks. Any last words? Anyway, make sure you pray for everybody, folks. Pray for me. Pray for our families. Pray for everybody. You know, just do a general prayer for everybody. You know, we need it, man. Somebody named Arthur Roberts plays Trump. I don't know who that is. Yeah. Anyway, folks, any last words? Like I said, folks, you gotta watch all my live streams. Just work your way back. And since right now it's mainly about Trump, I would stick just to watching the Trump ones for right now. You know, but if you're free, you know, and you finished watching the Trump videos or you got sick of it, then you can watch some of the 6/11 videos. You know, but I haven't done the 6/11 videos for next year yet. So you just got to watch for the 6/11 videos for this year, which already passed. So because every year I told you it's the same two predictions, same dates. Same predictions, same dates, same people. I'm not changing nothing because it is from the Holy Spirit. Every other supposed prophet, supposed truther, what do? They make predictions and then they change it. Every week, it's a different antichrist. It's a different date, different place. What is this? Different scenario. I mean, they change like the wind, right? Is that what it's called? That these people every minute, Obama's the antichrist. Obama's the antichrist, and what do? They they're talking about now. They're telling about they're on the Trump bandwagon as he's the head wound, and even he might be the antichrist, but that means that Obama's still Satan. These people are just psychopaths, you know. These people are not of God, folks. These people who are not only trying to copy other people's work and take it for their own, and not even tell their people that they're completely frauds. You know, they're complete frauds. These people, you know, they're lying to their audience to get money and views, you know, acting as if they came up with this. These people are insane. Watch when August 4th thing happens, how they're all going to take credit for it, these people. Watch. Anyway. Because I've been telling everybody that Obama's connected to it. Because it's going to happen on Obama's birthday. That's what I've been telling everybody all these years. And now they're all in on it. And these people who used to watch my channels, who used to comment under my videos, now they're doing their own videos. And they got 10 times the subscribers I have. And they're still, and they lie and try to take credit for it. You know. But see, that's why I'm saying I don't care, and I'll tell you why. Because see, you can take credit for it here, but on Judgment Day, you will be punished. On Judgment Day, see, my treasures are in heaven, folks. That's why I don't care. So to all these people, I mean, I'll mention it, but I'm saying let them do what they want, but they are going to pay the price in the end. All these liars and frauds, you know. Everyone who talks about that they have the Holy Spirit. Every second, man. Every video, man. Every little thing they find. The Holy Spirit. It's beyond unbelievable. Like the most stupidest information. And they'll be like, look what the Holy Spirit has shown me again and again and again, you know. But you know, the main guy I'm talking about is there's actually more than there's like 4 or 5 of them now who's on this. Trump's going to get a second one. Can you believe this? They weren't even talking about the first one till recently. Now they're literally taking everything I'm saying and using it as their own. So that every one of them are saying that he's going to get a second one, which is what I was telling everybody, you know, that wasn't what it was. The real one's coming, you know. Anyway, all right, folks. Last minute, end your conversations. I'm deleting the video. I mean, I'll leave the video up for a couple of days. I know there's something I forgot to talk about, but whatever, man. I can't remember everything, folks. Make sure you watch that live stream I did yesterday, too. There's some interesting info in that one. All right, folks. Last minute. Yeah, like I said, they'll be punished on Judgment Day. No, I think I'll come back on tonight at 9 o'clock. Probably 9 o'clock at night. Which is like 7 hours from now. No, I know. I got to make sure I don't accidentally delete this video. Yeah, because I do that sometimes. Yeah, I'll leave this video up, folks. God bless all of you. Jesus is God. End of video. Make sure you watch from the beginning. And make sure you watch all my live streams. And make sure you thumb up the video. Thumb up the video. and comment under the videos, okay? Comment under every video you watch and thumb up the video too. Man, come on. Come on. Anyway, all right. God bless all of you. Jesus is God.